Yes, people, then welcome back to the Arsenal Transfer Centre, the show that keeps you locked in with all Arsenal transfers surrounding the summer transfer window, winter transfer windows, and all transfer windows beyond that. People, we are on our way to 500 subscribers, so make sure you subscribe to this video if you want you, and make sure you hit that like button as well. People, it was a crazy day in the Arsenal transfer world yesterday, and it was big news that broke from David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano. If you haven't seen my short already, I'm going to tell you again now. Arsenal are close to agreeing a fee with Victor Gyokeres. This was a breakthrough yesterday that came from Fabrizio Romano and David Ornstein. We are getting close to agreeing that fee for Victor Gyokeres, and the fee is going to be around 63.5 million euros plus 10 million euros in add-on. So the deal is going to come to around 60 something million pounds. This is a great deal done by Arsenal. First of all, we have to big up Victor Gyokeres. The man forced the move. The man went on strike. The man said only Arsenal, and he kept his word. He hasn't gone to sign for anyone else. Remember the Mudryk transfer when Mudryk was literally saying Arsenal only, Arsenal only, Arsenal only. Then man ended up at Chelsea. He could have stayed at Shakhtar and said, you know what, I don't want to sign. If I'm not going to sign for Arsenal, I don't want to sign. No. Gyokeres said Arsenal only, and Gyokeres has got his wish. Even his agents waived some of their fees that they would be getting to make sure that this transfer can go through. What a commitment already from a player that hasn't even signed for us yet. This is so good. And when he comes in to the Emirates and he's holding that shirt up, and he's holding up the Arsenal shirt, and he said he's going to die for the Arsenal badge, he's going to fight for every ball, I'm going to believe him, because he's already shown me as a player that he wants to come to our club, that he's ready to come to the club, that he's ready to take the next step up and win many titles with Arsenal. Now, this morning, Fabrizio Romano said that his agents are in London and they are just finalizing the last little pieces of the deal, and then we will get that here we go confirmed very soon. A medical has already been planned at Arsenal. Obviously, Arsenal do fly out for pre-season on Saturday the 19th. Also, just to say on that, before Arsenal fly out on Saturday the 19th, they're going to have a behind closed doors friendly against Watford. Could we even see Gyokeres, even just a glimpse in that, or just see it? You know what I'm saying? It would be nice. It would be nice, but it may come too soon for him. But Victor Gyokeres to Arsenal, as I said, 63.5 million euros as a fixed fee, the plus 10 million euros in add-ons. Berta has got his man. Arteta has got his man. Arsenal have got their man. A lethal number 9 coming into next season. Honestly, this is great news. And straight after that, this week, Arsenal are stepping up their pursuits for Christian Mosquera of Valencia, and the deal is set to be completed this week. Arsenal are going to come back with a 20 million euro offer around that. Or apparently the talk is that the bid could be just less than 20 million euros, that of Christian Mosquera of Valencia. Like Gyokeres, Mosquera only wants to join Arsenal. He's only interested in joining Arsenal, so this makes his deal much easier. Valencia have tried their best to keep the player, and unfortunately for them, Mosquera only wants Arsenal. He loves the project. He loves Mikel Arteta. He loves the Arsenal already. So we're waiting for this deal to be wrapped up this week as well. Big things are coming into the Arsenal. And you know what? We are starting to move. I was definitely someone on that first day of the transfer window, not even on the first day. On May the 30th, when Frimpong signed for Liverpool, May the 30th, 2 days before the window opened, I said, what are we doing? I said, what are we waiting for? But now, as long as I said in a video as well, as long as most of these players are in by the 23rd, especially that striker, before we go and play AC Milan, happy I will be. And happy I am right now. Arsenal have completed a lot of deals. So next up will be Christian Mosquera of Valencia. Also, within the next 48 hours, Madueke will sign his contract with Arsenal and will be announced as an Arsenal player. We already know that Madueke flew back from America after Chelsea got to the final, and obviously they won the Club World Cup and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Madueke didn't want to stay for that. He prioritized Arsenal. He wanted to come to Arsenal. He didn't care about what Chelsea were doing and this, that, and the other. He wants to be at Arsenal. So yeah, his medical will be completed within the next 48 hours, and he'll be announced within the next 48 hours as an Arsenal player. Next up is Ethan Nwaneri. Ethan Nwaneri is set to sign his contract with Arsenal over the weekend. There was a big breakthrough made, according to Fabrizio Romano, that Arsenal and Nwaneri are close to an agreement on the contract. Game time and assurances were a key thing for Nwaneri. Apparently, Nwaneri also had offers from big. Obviously, we know that Chelsea were also monitoring the situation. They were monitoring Max Dowman's situation. A lot of big European clubs were monitoring Nwaneri's situation, along with the likes of Borussia Dortmund. Now, we've seen what Dortmund have done with the likes of Jude Bellingham, and now they're going to do with Joe Bellingham as well. They wanted to give Nwaneri the Bellingham route and guide him on to bigger things, but he can do that at Arsenal. And we have kept our next. Well, they say that Max Dowman is the crown jewel of the future. Maybe it's because he's younger. I don't know. But right now, it's Nwaneri. It's Nwaneri. Nwaneri is the one that we need to keep, especially if he's going to be a backup for the right wing, backup for Odegaard in that 10 role, or just being. He's so talented. The boy is just so talented. There was no way we could allow him to leave this club, this transfer window. Nwaneri's contract is set to be signed. Now, exits. There are a lot of people coming in. Just before we even get onto exits, once we announce Madueke, once we announce Mosquera, once we announce Gyokeres, I'm still waiting for Eze and Rodrigo. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, let's talk about exits, because we haven't spoken about exits enough in the last couple of weeks. Who will be leaving Arsenal? And potentially, if we can raise some more money, that could mean at least one more signing after the 2 more signings I'm expecting to make. Trossard. We know that Saudi have been interested in signing Trossard. We know that over the weekend, Bayern Munich were also interested in Leandro Trossard if the Luis Diaz deal falls through. I'm going to keep talking about these exits. Zinchenko. We know that Fulham, Everton, AC Milan, and Borussia Dortmund have been interested in getting Zinchenko's signature. Nelson. We know that Fulham are interested. I've heard that Como, where Fabregas is at, is also interested in potentially getting a Reiss Nelson. But according to the hand of Arsenal, Reiss Nelson actually prefers to stay in London. So, does this give Fulham a bigger opportunity to sign Reiss Nelson? Or, question, would you have Reiss Nelson in a deal plus cash to get Eze from Crystal Palace? He's still in London, not too far in this, that, and the other. Crystal Palace will get someone else in return. It may not be for the 10 or the wing, but they will get someone for the right potentially. Could this also be a deal? Would you be interested in that deal if it brought Eze to the carpet? Let me know what you think about that. So yeah, Trossard. This is going to be interesting. We know Trossard has signed with a new agency to get him out of Arsenal to sign a new deal. We know that contractors have stalled. Arsenal don't want to offer Trossard more money than he's already on, so he's potentially is looking for a move now. This, if we search whoever it is, because we know that also Martinelli on that left wing as well has been linked with a move away to the Emirates. But regarding Martinelli's case, he doesn't want to leave. He's not interested in Saudi. He's still seen as a big part of this Arsenal squad, and that's why Martinelli is more likely to stay than Leandro Trossard, in my opinion. So Trossard for around 20 million of a sell. We're not going to get more than that for him. Could he be leaving soon? Also, I have a question, because these 3 we don't even these 2 we haven't spoken about much. Will Sambi Lokonga leave? And will Kivior leave? Now, we know Kivior had a great end to the season, replacing Gabriel at centre-back, and some stellar performances, especially in the Bernabeu and that first leg against Real Madrid as well, and games in the league where he got man of the matches and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Apparently, there still could be a chance that Kivior could leave this summer, but we're waiting for interest to step up, and we know that Arsenal are going to want a lot of money for Kivior, and rightly so. All the players, I'm sorry, in my opinion, I'm looking at Kivior, Lokonga, Trossard, Zinchenko, Nelson. I mean, those ones especially, a minimum of 20 million. A minimum of 20 million for each player we should be looking for, because we can't be seen as a joke in the transfer market anymore. We need to get money in for our players. So, people, just a quick recap. Gyokeres' agents are in London to seal this deal for Arsenal, and a medical is being planned next. Christian Mosquera, his deal is set to be completed this week. Arsenal are going to offer just less than 20 million euros, but that should get the deal over the line. Madueke is set to complete his move to Arsenal in the next 24 hours. Wanyeri is also set to sign his new deal. Would you see Reece Nelson in a player plus cash deal for Eberici Eze? Do you think Kivior, Lokonga, Zinchenko and Trossard, do you think they will all get their moves? And if so, how much money do you think we will get for them? Let me know in the comments below. People, that has been the Arsenal Transfer Centre. Thank you for being locked in with me today. I've been your host, Dini. Like I said, if you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button, because we are on the road to 500 subscribers. And once we hit that 500 subscriber mark, I'll be dropping a football challenge video on my channel. Anyway, people, love and guidance, people. Make sure you have a blessed day as well. Peace.